Benjamin Mastridge. I live just outside of Philadelphia in Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
And how many family members did you have in World War II?
One that I know of. He was on the USS Strong. And I'm not sure which battle they say it's somewhere in Kula Bay. They were hit with a from a mini sub torpedo, and another ship rammed his ship and took most of the survivors off the ship that way. That's the story I have from but the ship, the Strong, sunk.
Were there fatalities on that?
I am not sure. I know my dad got a Purple Heart through it.
When did your dad pass?
About, let me see, he would be 103. 1995, 6, something like that.
So how proud are you of his accomplishments?
Well, my dad, I have to admit, he came back from the war a little not right. And he struggled with a lot. You know, today they tell us it's PTSD. In those days it was battle fatigue or whatever. Shell shock, that kind of thing. I mean, he fought in 2 major battles on the ocean, and you know, I never understood it until I wound up with it.
What was your experiences?
My experience, I was in Vietnam in 1966. I was young and inexperienced, and the military made me grow up real fast.
How young were you?
I was 20 when they drafted me. They drafted me one other time when I was 18, but they didn't need me then. That's when they got me later on.
Where did you do your basic?
It's Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
What was your first duty station in?
Well, I went from Fort Jackson to Fort Sill for artillery training, and from Fort Sill they shipped me to Hawaii for the 25th Infantry Division, and from the 25th Infantry Division in 1965, when President Johnson decided to ramp up the war, he sent the whole 25th Infantry Division over, and I landed in Vietnam in December of '65 and was wounded in June of '66. And we were in a fire mission. I was in the artillery, and we got hit with either a rocket or a mortar round, and 2 days later I was in a hospital in Japan.
Were your buddies killed? Some of your buddies killed?
No, I don't think so. I think but they did get like 12 or 13 of us with one round.
You have not a lot of memory of what happened you were in the hospital in Japan.
Well, yeah, I do, but it's not a really great memory. They operated on me several times to, take shrapnel out of me and stuff like that. And then, of course, I knew I was done with the military. So, because I only had 3 months left of my enlistment, my active duty.
What did you end up doing in your career? What did you end up doing in your career?
I owned a window cleaning company.
All right.
That's what I did.
Hey, it's a good man's work.
It's always good work.
Well, back to your father.
Yes.
So, which 2 battles was he in?
I'm not sure, but I think one was the Battle of the Coral Sea. He was wounded in when they rescued everybody from the ship. It's kind of an odd story, and I don't really know a lot about it. But the ship did go down.
How do you feel about the characterization that your dad and all the other World War II veterans are part of the greatest generation? Do you think that's fair?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they rebuilt America and they rebuilt the world. It was a whole different thing then. We were literally attacked by another country, and from what I understand, in fact, my mother was pregnant for me when my father went in the Navy and volunteered. So that's how much he wanted to get in and do his part.
Your service in Vietnam, were you drafted or were you drafted in Vietnam?
Yeah, I was drafted. Well, my father was very proud of me that I served in the military. And the 2 of us have actually shared, my other 2 brothers were in the Navy when they were peacetime. And my father and I share one thing, we both got a Purple Heart. And he was very proud of me when I was in the service. To all the Second World War veterans, I appreciate your contribution to keeping the world safe at the time.